everybody. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I sound a little sick. It's allergies, I swear. I've been so sneezy this morning. It's the worst. If you aren't new to my channel, you know I've been a little MIA on YouTube and I want to come back. Probably going to ease into it. We'll see. And I do really like long form content. I've always enjoyed watching YouTube, but it's actually a weekday and I don't normally vlog much on the weekdays just because I have a corporate job. I don't know if you guys care to see much of that. I did log on early. I just finished up 2 trainings. So obviously still in my robe. I typically have pretty early trainings on a weekly basis. So not trainings, but like release meetings, I guess is what you might call them. And my company being based in Austin, those meetings are usually at 7 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m. So your girl eases into it. I get ready, skincare wise, make my coffee, and then I usually sit down and just log on for those. I do have some more meetings today, so obviously I'm gonna get ready, but especially when it's gloomy like today, I just want to be cozy in my robe. Gigi is actually keeping me company as she does. Speaking of coffee, I am back on coffee. I was having matcha for well over a year straight, like exclusively, and really just making it at home. I haven't found a place out yet that makes it the way I like it. What kind of sprung this on, honestly, is the grocery store has been out of my cashew milk. I only like to have my matcha with Elmhurst cashew milk, and I don't know if there's a shortage or something, because at the store, every other milk is fully stocked, and then the cashew is gone. So I refuse to use anything else. And I've been kind of microdosing dairy again. When I go out to get coffee, like at Equator, I will get dairy milk, like whole milk, in my coffee, and it just tastes so good. And I don't have a lot of dairy otherwise. I always get worried it's going to trigger acne for me or upset my stomach, but it hasn't. So at home, because I don't have my cashew milk for matcha, I've been doing little like lattes, or maybe like cortados, really, cappuccinos. I don't like a lot of milk, so I put like maybe this much milk in here, and then I do a double shot of espresso in here. We still have our Nespresso machine, which isn't my favorite. It gets the job done. I actually don't mind the espresso pods, but the coffee pods, something about those just haven't been hitting. They're like not strong enough. They taste watered down. They just don't taste good to me anymore. But the espresso pods, I'm still down for. When we redo our kitchen, and I need to give you guys an update on our kitchen renovation, we do plan to have a proper coffee machine, like a Breville or something. So if you guys have the Breville or a different coffee maker, let me know, because we haven't bought that yet, but we will have a good spot for it. We'll set up a little coffee station, and I'm honestly so excited to level up the coffee game, because I love coffee. I really do. I actually am still healing from Moxie BBL Heroic. I got that done on Thursday. It's Tuesday now. My skin's actually looking pretty good, but up close you can definitely see like all of these kind of coffee grounds are still coming out, but actually like around my eyes, nose, and mouth, a lot of it has come off. And I can tell this is the first of 3 sessions that I'm having. I'm doing it for all of my hyperpigmentation. I have post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation too, so if I get a zit, even if I don't pick at it, I get a spot, which is just fabulous for me. I really want to do this as a reset before we think about having kids, because obviously you can't do a lot of these treatments when you're pregnant or postpartum. Even if you're breastfeeding, you can't do a lot of stuff. So I just really wanted to do something that was significant, gonna have a big impact, and kind of address a lot of the skin concerns that I had. This being the first of 3 treatments, I'm pretty excited. I feel like even with this one treatment, my skin is already so much more even. A lot of the spots are coming to the surface, shedding. That's amazing. And my skin just feels like it's glowy, like even though it's still dry, which is crazy. I've been dying to do a laser, and I feel like this is finally going to give me the results that I've been looking for. I do a lot of microneedling, but I do feel like microneedling it's not invasive enough to really treat sun damage or melasma. This can be a treatment for melasma in some cases. It really depends on your condition and the severity probably, but huge fan. Okay, that's enough yapping for the morning. I'm gonna get back to work and get ready for the rest of my meetings. Okay, I thought I would give you guys a little bit of an update on our kitchen renovation. I don't think I've talked about this on YouTube at all yet because I stopped posting videos before we got into the project. But basically around the start of the new year, which feels like forever ago already, we started working with a designer to start our kitchen renovation. And I'm working with BB Meyer Design. She's amazing. She's also based here in Mill Valley, but she'll do projects anywhere. Working with her has been incredible. We always knew we would need a designer for this project just because it is a pretty big kitchen. We want to get it right. We wanted to make sure we were really able to visualize everything before deciding on materials and layout and all of that. We had decided on a design and we started interviewing GCs. We had a few come by, general contractors, to start providing estimates for the project. And we found a guy that we thought we really liked, and we started to move forward with him and started getting bids with some of the subs. So like cabinets and marble fabricators. We went to the slab yard, got pricing for the stone that we liked and all of that. Plumbing, electrical, all of those guys came by too, and unfortunately his estimate was way off, like really off. His initial estimate was definitely higher than what we wanted to pay, and I always knew that this would be an expensive project. We have friends that have done kitchens, and I just know that I like nicer materials. So I was always in the camp of, oh, I think it's going to cost more than like Kave thinks it's going to cost. And this GC's quote came in a little higher than what we wanted, but it was still like a manageable price. And we were like, okay, like, you know, not the end of the world if it's a little over. The thing is, with that initial design, we thought that we were going to be moving all of the appliances. When you do that, you obviously don't know what's going to happen. Like there's always a chance that you open the walls or you need to move a water line and it proves to be far more complicated than you initially thought. So you really need to account for a buffer of costs that you're just going to inevitably run into because you don't know what's behind the walls. So that's where it starts to get a little concerning because obviously we don't know those things yet. And if we're already over budget, it becomes concerning. But his overall estimate, once we started getting the subs, fees and costs, that became really far off. Like so far off that it's like another kitchen, basically. It was at least an increase of 30% of the overall cost that we were expecting to pay. The cabinet estimate that he had was really low. I don't know if he hadn't done a kitchen in a while. I have the understanding that this guy's a very good GC. He has a lot of projects. He just worked on a really big designer's house in San Francisco. So I would assume he would ballpark that better, but we do have a pretty big kitchen that I'm starting to realize our kitchen is big. It doesn't feel that big to me, but it is pretty big. So just the amount of cabinets was way off. He also thought we needed 2 slabs for the kitchen and ballparked that. And the fabricator actually thinks we need 4 or 5, which is insane, if you know the cost of slabs. Basically, all of that is to say, we have restarted our GC search. Having done a few small projects in the past and being surprised by costs and just having that minimal experience already, that was a big red flag for us, unfortunately. We really liked him and we liked his work, but some other GCs were a little bit better at estimating that. A big area that we've realized you can like save costs to is by self-sourcing materials. So the GC kind of like project manages the whole thing, and oftentimes they will want to source things like the cabinets and the marble themselves, and with that there is typically a markup on everything. So that's also something that we just weren't prepared for. We hadn't done this before, so we didn't know these things. Maybe you guys know, but this might be helpful for someone who's about to take on a first project like this. GCs will mark it up, and his markup is 20%. So you're looking at the cost of the item plus 20%. 20% is a lot, okay? And he was pretty adamant about doing that. Some contractors, and I have friends who have done projects, will self-source things, especially those big ticket items themselves. And me and Kaveh are very type A organized people, so we know that we can handle that. We can make sure we order things so they're here on time and aligned with the schedule of the project. Like, I'm not concerned about that. That's something that with the new GC, like, we want to make sure we're aligned on, because that's just a huge markup. So we're hoping to get a new revised estimate this week from another GC. He had all his subs come by last week, so he should be able to refine it. And we're also exploring a design B, so an alternative design that doesn't move the gas line, that requires pretty much starting from ground zero with the design, unfortunately, but I do think it will save us costs in the long run. Once we have the new design, we can have more, I think, serious conversations with subs and GCs, but right now we're kind of pausing interviewing any new ones just because we don't have the new design yet. Initially, we were hoping this project would be done by the end of summer, and you know, that's not to say it can't be, but I'm gonna say the end of the year just to be safe. I don't think the work itself is longer than 8 to 10 weeks, but it's also going to come down to the cabinet timeline. So depending on who we go with, there could be like a 12 to 16 week lead time for custom cabinets. So we were just going to place that order and then schedule the work to fall in line with when the cabinets would be ready. So that's the update on the kitchen. Wish us luck. I did a little antique shopping over the weekend and also hit TJ Maxx, which I haven't done in a minute. I'm not a big TJ Maxxer, and I wish I was. I feel like it's just so hit or miss when it comes to the clothes, and definitely not a big home selection. So I went in there because I have a work trip. We have our sales kickoff, and I was hoping to find like some work appropriate dresses to wear because it's in Austin and it's so hot. I came up empty handed, and I usually go straight to their like designer section, and usually that's pretty good, but yeah, didn't find anything. But I did find something in the home section. This little pot. So they had it in this size and a bigger size, and I thought I would get both, but I don't know. I kind of like mixing and matching my pots. Getting the same one feels a little matchy-matchy, and I know this like waviness is so trendy right now, but yeah, I didn't want to overdo it. And I feel like this would be great for basil, or I've been wanting to get some lavender in the yard. It was $15, so really not bad. But I love that terracotta vibe, and Gigi wants to play. Then I also wanted to hit the antique store because I hadn't gone in forever, and I was hoping I could find something. I found a few things. So, number one, this vase, I'm not even sure. This is like metal, and then the base, I'm not sure what this is made out of actually, and they took the sticker off. But I love vases that are shaped like this with like a smaller neck. I just feel like it's great for bud vases, but it also just holds the flowers a little bit better. It looks aged, it looks vintage. And this would be a great just decorative item on a shelf. In the same vein, this silver bud vase, so stunning. I mean, both of these are gonna look great in our new kitchen, but I always need stuff like this around the house. Something else I've been looking for a really long time is, get your bone. I'm gonna get it. Is a glass vase like this. I think they're called like tulip vases maybe. I just love the way this glass is cut. I feel like if I have it in our new kitchen window and the light's hitting it, it's just gonna be stunning. Love vintage glass, like anything vintage glass. Other thing I got, which is hanging up right now, but it's just an art piece. You would have seen it in the bathroom clip earlier, but it's like a yellow matted floral print. And I don't know, I'm just so drawn to yellow. It spoke to me. It was like 20 bucks and I had been wanting to swap out the art in our bathroom for a little bit. So I also think it could look good in the new kitchen. We've got options with her. Okay, I don't know if you guys could tell from these other clips, but my nails could use some work. I did go back to gel a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, they started peeling off and I was hoping they would last 3 to 4 weeks. I think I didn't cap them well enough, which is why they're starting to peel on the edges. I'm gonna try to be really gentle because I have done a lot of work to grow back my natural nails. I was reluctant to go back to gel, but I was really hating how regular polish was looking. So I'm gonna gently file the top of this off and then I'm gonna actually try to soak them, which I don't normally do. I usually try to file all of them off and then I think that's the issue, that I actually get some of my nail off as well. So let's do it. That actually wasn't bad. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't soak like in a bowl. I just put the cotton ball, I rip off a little piece, wrap it in foil, and I feel like that's a little bit better than like soaking your fingers in a bowl of acetone. You also don't like sit there smelling it, which is really nice. That took about 15 minutes of soaking and I did file my nails down into more of a rounded shape. I might not paint them today because I have to do some gardening. I have to plant a bunch of stuff. We got some cucumber, zucchini, and more tomatoes over the weekend. And then we also got these 2 dahlia plants. Let me actually show you guys. So they're just sitting outside in the back right now, but how stunning are these? These plants are also like huge and they had a ton of flowers that hadn't bloomed yet, but they were like $25 each. I couldn't pass it up. And the color is stunning. I had just pinned on Pinterest these flowers in a vase and I thought, oh my God, they're gorgeous. I would love to have them. And they can be finicky, but let's hope they survive. I'm out in the garden for protection. We have our trusty visor. Coming out here because I want to plant the dahlias. I think I know exactly where I'm going to put them. They can tolerate sun, but not in like peak heat, and it gets so hot here in the summer that I think I'm going to need to put it in a spot that gets some decent shade as well. To share what I made for lunch this week because I feel like I've talked about this before, but I get so stumped on what to make for lunch. I usually don't have a lot of time to cook, and I don't really like meal prepped things. That doesn't leave me a lot of options, honestly. Recently had this chicken salad at Trader Joe's, and I'm not a chicken salad connoisseur, probably. Like I haven't had enough in my day, but I got that for some reason and I really liked it. So I wanted to make my own, and here she is. This is super easy to make. I took 2 chicken breasts. They were huge, by the way. Like, this is a lot. I'm probably not going to be able to get through this week. Pressure cooked one in the Instant Pot, and then I grilled one because I was like, grilled definitely gives a little more flavor, but I feel like the shredded chicken is good for texture, and I actually really like how that came out. So I chopped it super fine. I added celery, red onion. I did avocado mayo, the Primal Kitchen. I almost said Primally Pure. Primal Kitchen avocado mayo. I mixed that with a little Culina coconut yogurt, so it's not all mayo and it's a little lighter, and like the coconut yogurt you really don't taste. I love that yogurt. I use it in so many sauces and dressings if I want like a creamy dressing without all the calories. Did about half and half, and then I added a little Dijon, salt and pepper obviously, a little lemon, and dill. Yeah, it's really good. And I like to eat it with these. These are Fin Crisps. They're sourdough, little rye thins. They're so thin. This is what they look like. But when I'm eating something like mushy like this that feels like pre-chewed, I feel that way about tuna too. I like a crispy element. I like eating it with like mini peppers sometimes because that's like crispy, crunchy, and fresh. But these are so good, and they actually have like a really nice sourdough flavor, and the only ingredients are flour, water, salt, yeast. So super clean. I'm loving this. I probably will not feel that way after this week. I can't have something multiple days in a row because I just get sick of it. That's how I am. Kave's the opposite. He can have the same thing for months and not be sick of it. He was that way during COVID when we were making lunches at home. He would have the same like sandwich every day. I'm not that girl, unfortunately. Okay, so basically what I've been doing to plant these, we have voles, so they like to eat the root of the plant, and we have every other critter on the face of the earth coming through our garden. So we've been protecting all of the plants with this cloth. You can see it's like a grid, and I actually cut it so the edges are sharp, like it's not closed off. And I'll basically protect the root system by wrapping it around the plant like this before I plant it. I have a little piece that goes on the bottom as well. And then we'll surround the plant with the cloth as well. And let me show you. These are my tomato plants. We have 3 tomato plants already. We have some red cherry tomatoes. These are sun golds, so they'll be yellow. And then we have an heirloom tomato already planted over there. You guys can see here, these are the 2 cherry tomato plants we planted a few weeks ago. They're getting quite tall, so we'll see if animals will get to them up at the top, but they are doing amazing. And we have tomatoes coming in. I'm starting to worry about the amount of shade this is giving it, but that might honestly be good when we do get into those really hot months. Here's what this one looks like, and I'm gonna do the others.
I trained you poorly? I know.
Hi, good morning. I am headed to a Pilates class. It's actually an event with Ulla Henriksen at Sage Pilates. So that's in the city. I'm so excited. I actually haven't done their mat class since they moved it downstairs to the basement. They just got reformers, so they went upstairs and it's like amazing. I did the reformer, I loved it. But downstairs it's like a lot moodier, it's darker. I feel like that is the better fit for a mat class like that. So I'll take you guys with me. It's a creator event, so I can obviously film. I don't normally film in my workout classes. I want that to be known. I hate when people do that, especially if there's people in the back. But at influencer events, obviously people are filming and stuff. But Ulla Henriksen, I love the brand. They make my favorite lip treatment ever. They do this like wellness club, so I've done one of these classes before with Karma Yoga. They did it the last time, I think. And now it's at Sage. I need a good workout today, so let's do it. Okay, I'm back. They actually had Goop Kitchen for us to pick up at the end of class. I've only had Goop Kitchen one time because it is in the city, so like I can't order it for delivery here in Marin. The other time I had it was actually after another Sage class. They had Goop for us to grab and go, and I had the Caesar wrap, which I actually really liked. And this time they had salads, so I picked up this one. This is their, which one is this? Chinese salad with carrot ginger vinaigrette. I mainly got it for that vinaigrette. That sounds so fire. I love an Asian style salad. The class was so good. I feel like during COVID, I primarily did mat Pilates. I did it at home. I love Tasha Franken. I still do it from time to time, but I was doing it like, 4 to 5 days a week, and I was really on it. And I felt like that really is what got me into Pilates. And mat Pilates, if you know, I feel like is in many ways harder than reformer Pilates. But I haven't been doing a lot of that, so I feel like I've fallen off a little bit. But I love where they have it now in that downstairs room. I feel like it is so much better. It's such a vibe in there. Their music is always good. It's not like too loud. The instructor was great. So yeah, that was awesome. Thank you, Ulla Henriksen, for that wellness event. They gave us some goodies too. Here in the goodie bag, we have this peach glaze niacinamide cleanser. Always love a cleanser. And then this Passport to Chill mini Pelt Preserve lip set. This is so fun. Oh my God, I told you guys, this peptide treatment is my favorite lip treatment. It's the only one that keeps me hydrated and like doesn't dry me out. Cute. Oh my gosh, obsessed. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah, so this is a good box for shaking. So let's give this a taste test. Wait. Guys, that is so good. From like a texture perspective, these like crunchy almonds that they give you and quinoa, it's so crisp and fresh. They also have these snap peas in here, which is such a good textural element in salad. And the dressing has a good amount of kick. And I love cilantro. Like, one thing about me, I think I have it every day. I'm not gonna lie. I always have it in the fridge, and I always put it on our dinners. I don't plant it in the yard because I don't think I could ever have enough. Like, I use a bunch like in one day. And this has cilantro in it, which it adds such good flavor. Like, way better than an onion in my opinion. And the chicken's good. I'm really picky about the chicken that goes in my salad. You know, sometimes the grilled chicken just tastes like not fresh. It has like pre-cooked chicken flavor. I think I'm gonna wrap this up before I forget to close out the vlog. I'm really excited to be back on YouTube. I feel like there's a lot going on now that it's May, which is crazy. There's events and we just have so many plans. I feel like we're booking weekends a month plus out. So lots of exciting stuff to share with you guys. And obviously as the, oh, come here, miss. Hey, miss. Oh, thank you. Obviously, as the kitchen progresses too, I want to share more of that. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and feel free to tell me what you want to see more of in the comments. I feel like a lot of you want to see more home stuff and garden stuff, which is kind of what I focused on this week. So that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.